Think of your most vivid memory, the one you can see and feel with absolute clarity. There is a 25% chance it never happened. This graph illustrates the inverse correlation between memory and truth. As your subjective certainty in a memory peaks, its factual reliability drops off. Your memory does not function like a camera recording a digital file. Neuroscientists refer to the actual biological process as reconsolidation. Every time you recall an event, your brain physically dissolves the neural connections holding that data. The memory becomes unstable and rewritable, then rebuilds from scratch, often weaving pieces of your current surroundings into the past. The act of remembering is the very mechanism that corrupts the information. In 1995, researcher Elizabeth Loftus demonstrated how easily this biological vulnerability is exploited. She convinced a quarter of her subjects that they had been lost in a shopping mall as children. They developed sensory details, recalled intense fear, and even described the faces of people who rescued them. The event was fabricated. In a 2025 study, 60% of participants formed distinct false memories simply by viewing AI-generated images of events they never experienced. You likely struggle to remember your breakfast from 3 days ago, yet you can probably picture where you were on the morning of September 11th, 2001. That is a flashbulb memory. Researchers found these high-emotion snapshots are no more factually accurate than your blurry recollection of breakfast. Biological certainty is a feeling, not a metric. You have no objective way to verify your personal history through intuition alone. The brain's tendency to distort the past is actually a protective mechanism. In 2007, James Nairney found that processing new information through a survival lens, considering how it might keep you alive, drastically increases retention rates compared to any other known technique. Imagine an ancient human near a river, spotting a dark shape in the water. They can assume it is a harmless log, or they can be certain it is a crocodile. Assuming it is a crocodile is a false positive, factually wrong most of the time, but that error ensures survival. Evolution prioritized these survival-based inaccuracies over objective data storage. Memory evolved to navigate threats, which is why a complex password vanishes within hours, while the face of someone who frightened you stays with you for decades. Your physical hardware is significantly more powerful than previously understood. In 2025, MIT researchers identified the untapped capacity of our neural architecture. These are astrocytes, brain cells once thought to be mere structural support. We now know a single astrocyte manages hundreds of thousands of individual synaptic connections simultaneously. You are operating an ultra-powerful supercomputer that is being slowed down by 300,000-year-old software. Since the bottleneck is rooted in the software's priorities, your retention can be improved by learning to work with the system's inherent rules. In 2024, scientists identified behavioral timescale synaptic plasticity, a high-speed pathway for creating lasting neural connections. This research shows you have a 3-second window to signal to your brain that an experience is worth keeping before it is discarded. The first step is framing information as a survival necessity. Asking how a piece of data might save your life triggers the release of norepinephrine, signaling the brain to commit that specific data to long-term storage. Step 2 utilizes your prehistoric navigation system. You place the information into a spatial scaffold, mentally mapping the data onto the layout of a familiar room or path. Step 3 exploits the 6-hour reconsolidation window. By deliberately recalling the information within that time frame, you trigger the rebuilding process while the memory is fresh, strengthening the neural path. This explains why you remember a first kiss, but not a third. The novelty and perceived social danger of the first encounter naturally activated this system. The routine third kiss sent no survival signal, so the brain deleted it to save space. Once you abandon the illusion of certainty, you can take control of this 3-second window. You can finally use your ancient hardware to purposefully strengthen the memories that actually matter.